I don't know. There's something going on here. An error occurred. See. Hello, football fans. Welcome to the FootyWit match reaction on the FootyWit YouTube channel. My name is Ahis Anthony. We just saw the game between Manchester United and Chelsea at Old Trafford, ending in a draw, both sharing the spoils. And we'll have a new guest today on the show, making his debut. Raposo, what's up? How you doing?
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, my brothers. Daniel, TJ, good evening.
Good evening. Good to have you.
Good evening, boss.
How you doing, boys? Daniel, TJ, what's up? How you guys doing?
Not
so good.
The weekend was great. We feasted. So I'm glad.
Well, obviously, for you, TJ, to be great because you were so happy on the WhatsApp group, seeing Man City lose, seeing Arsenal lose. And we thought today Chelsea was going to defeat Manchester United. It depleted. When I say depleted, in the sense of Manchester United is not in a good form. They had an interim manager, and he just had to work with what he had, and he was able to manage the squad. And for me, it was a bit disappointing on the side of Chelsea. I don't know, because they are in a good run of form, despite them dropping points at Anfield last week. But I think comparing Manchester United and Chelsea, Manchester United and Chelsea are in a good form in terms of well managed and well coached.
Yeah.
What's up? What's you guys? Let me start with Raposo. What's up? So what's your take on the game? Did you see the game?
I saw some parts of the game. To be honest, it was let me say it was a balanced game. Van Nistelrooy, like you said, he had to use what he had, and I think I prefer his style of play because it's got more of a style, unlike Ten Hag. So to be honest, I used to tell Man U fans, like, I really don't know the style of play he has. It's either you're going from the wings or you're going through the middle or you're trying to loop the ball. What's his style? And to me, I just felt the players were a bit, they were put under too much stress because maybe the coach was just in and about on his tactics and all that. But today, like I said, I didn't really watch much because I was out. But the few clips I saw, I noticed to an extent maybe Højlund was a bit more involved when he was in the game. I think he got the penalty for United. If I'm right?
Yeah, he did. Yes, it is.
Yeah, so at least, I just feel that maybe, I'm not trying to be biased, but maybe as a former striker, as Ruud van Nistelrooy is a former striker, probably he would have more influence on the attackers going forward. And their new coach, Amorim, is really good. Although we need to see what he can bring to the EPL. The Portuguese league is different from, the EPL. The vibe is different, obviously. But let's see what happens within the next 2-3 games that we can talk about United. But for Chelsea, so far so good this season. They've stepped up, to be honest. Their gameplay is a bit more definitive. Palmer at the middle, Caicedo doing a good job for them. I don't know. I don't really know if. Okay, I think Madueke played. He had a fair game. Jackson also had a good game because I think I saw a lot of times where he had to drag out defenders, cut the ball back and stuff like that. But I'm happy they drew, to be honest, because at least we would have a bit of peace from Chelsea fans for this weekend.
TJ, were you impressed with the Chelsea performance? Were you impressed as a Chelsea fan?
I was expecting more. I was expecting more. We should have won. Honestly, they tried. I won't lie. Because of, you see, when we controlled the midfield, having Caicedo, the partnership of Caicedo and Lavia, we could control the midfield. But you see, immediately Lavia was out of that equation. Man U took total control, and that's when they were knocking, like they were knocking on our door, they were pressing us and everything.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but then again, I know Enzo had some form of creativity also. So I wish there's a way we could actually have that balance in the team. Trust me, if those three could actually connect, I know Maresca is something. It's something that he has been thinking about how he can make it work. If we could have that three-man midfield of Caicedo, Enzo, and Lavia, trust me, we'll be lethal. I believe so, but it was fair. The game wasn't bad. I hoped because I was really looking at Chelsea getting all 3 points at Old Trafford because it's been a while. It's been years, and I really wanted that. But at least we managed the 1 point basically.
You have no choice at the moment.
Yeah, because just speaking back on what Raposo said, if Chelsea had won that game, Chelsea would have after 10 games, Chelsea would be ahead of Arsenal going into that London derby next week. And that is going to give them momentum into that London derby, playing at home against Arsenal. But looking at it, Daniel, looking at today's game, you were saying something before we came live to the show. You were saying something about teams still not being at their best and seeing possibility of teams dropping points, i.e. Liverpool. We're still going to come to Liverpool, i.e. Man City, and also Arsenal dropping points as well. And do you think this was a point deserved for Chelsea? Because their target this season is top 4. And looking at it, they are doing fine. But as a rival, do you think this is a concern for Arsenal, seeing the way Chelsea is playing and gaining momentum?
Considering the fact that after any title race, we should not be moved by whatever Chelsea have done. When you want to win the title, you have to go there and win. You shouldn't be bothered by what a team fighting for top 4. Fighting for top 4 and fighting for the league is completely different. I mean, Chelsea were not spectacular today. I thought no one deserved to win that match. So clearing the spoils was a valid result for both teams. I'm sure they'll go back to their beds and be happy with that result because nobody played well to deserve all 3 points there, So I think for us now, I'm looking at Chelsea. We shouldn't be bothered. Honestly, I know they can do a job on their day. They can do a job. But when you are going for the league, you need to look at these teams and say, yeah, I'm going to take them. I'm going to win the points. So, yeah, that's what I think.
TJ, as a Chelsea fan, do you agree with what Danny just said? Chelsea were not up to the game today. Do you agree? Or Chelsea could have done more?
I didn't get what you said.
No, I'm saying that listening to what Daniel just said, do you agree with what he said by Chelsea not being at their best and Chelsea didn't do much and they were just there? It was just flat.
Yes, I agree with him because of, trust me, I saw a whole lot of room for improvement. And this whole idea of Gusto playing in the pockets, to me, it's not really working. So I think tweaking around the whole style of play, I believe we could actually do more. If Maresca could just go back to the drawing board and just make a few changes, a few adjustments, I think we could actually improve better.
Yeah, why does he keep benching Enzo Fernandez and Cucurella? I guess yes, the answer is clear. But do you think that midfield combination between Lavia and Caicedo is really, really helping out? Because today, in my own opinion, Madueke was out. Pedro Neto didn't come into the game up until the last minute of the first half. And also, Jackson didn't get much of the ball. And also, who again? Yeah, the Palmer, Madueke, and Jackson, they were out of today's game. I don't know however Manchester United tried to negate them from. Yeah, they were. They didn't have that much impact. Like if you compare it to the first 9 games.
No, Palmer actually did have some impact. Yeah, in my own opinion, yeah, Palmer did have some impact. But now, the whole combination of the pairing of Lavia and Caicedo, basically, like I said earlier, it gives strength. It gives some form of balance. We can control that midfield, having those guys. And that's one thing that, what's it called? Maresca is trying to, establish. So we have some form of control. We have some form of strength in the midfield. We can bully anyone along that area when we have those guys playing. But adding Enzo to the mix now. So that's why this guy plays in the pocket. What's his name? Gusto. So when we have him, so that's the whole rotation of James to the left, Gusto to the right. So Gusto can fall into that 10 position for us. So that's the whole tweaking that is just playing around, but it's not really clicking, it's not really working. And that's why I really wish we can actually, because of when we play like that now, Palmer tends to play a little bit towards either Madueke, like closer to the right, or if he wishes, he could play closer to the left, while Gusto comes in to fill that 10 space. But it's not really working, and I really wish it's something that we can actually have those three guys, which is Enzo, Lavia, and Caicedo, click, and we can play some spectacular football.
Because if it tries to bring in Enzo back into that starting 11, someone would have to suffer. And who is going to suffer?
I mean,
is it going to be Madueke?
Probably Madueke. Yeah, Madueke would have to go because Palmer has to switch to the wing.
I don't mind sacrificing Madueke, honestly speaking.
But if you, so the argument here is if you push Palmer back to the wings to go play where Madueke plays, look at that combination of that trio, Lavia, Caicedo, and Fernandes. Enzo, Enzo, his qualities in terms of defensive qualities is a bit poor. He's not going to have that balance, won't be there. And I think that's what Maresca sees, and that's why he doesn't want to start him, because Enzo's quality in terms of defending is a bit poor. It's not that it wouldn't help the team. And also that creativity from the middle would also be stifled, because now everything, you now know you now have to go to Palmer on the right. And any team that is playing against you, if they lock up their left-hand side and try to lock up Palmer, so what happens? So I think I understand Maresca's point of view. But I feel today, Chelsea didn't do much. Chelsea didn't do more because Manchester United was there for the taking despite being at home. And I feel Chelsea should have walked away easily with 3 points. And but it is what it is. So I would have wanted the Manchester United fan to be here.
For Arsenal, definitely. Would improve for Arsenal.
You have to. I mean, whenever any team faces Arsenal, they're always on their A game. I don't know why, really. Teams really have an off day against Arsenal. So everybody's on form. So I expect you next week, to be on form and try to win the game. Remember last season when we played at Stamford Bridge, where we played the 2-2. We were losing 2-0 and then came back. So I expect the game, but I believe we need to go there. We're going to go there with the mindset of we have to win. We need this point. We can't win the game, because imagine we lose next weekend. Liverpool 10 points clear. It's like we're done for the season. So we have to go there, put up a performance, and do ourselves. So yeah.
Well, for viewers watching, yes, I'm an Arsenal fan. At least you can see from my back here, seeing Henry Saka. Yes, whatever. But right now, my Arsenal cloak is a bit drifting. I need to pull it up because I wasn't really happy with that result yesterday. I didn't see it was a laggy. Like I said, I wanted to say before you chipped in, Daniel, there's no Manchester United fan on the show at the moment. It would have been good. We have from a Manchester United perspective. And I thought Margaret was going to be on the show today, but for whatever reason, she's not on the show. But we kick on, we move. Like we all saw, no too much talking points in today's game between Manchester United and Chelsea. The referee didn't want to be the star of the game. The penalty was a deserved penalty, however we see it. And Chelsea did best come back to a 1-1.
To come back,
to come back. So it was a balanced game, despite me wanting Chelsea to do more based on their antecedents for the past 9 games, seeing them being the better side in terms of well coached, well managed, well drilled, and it's Manchester United team that is in disarray, sacked the manager during the week after the loss against West Ham, and an interim manager, being at the helms of affair, being able to get them a 1 point is good. I thought they were going to win, but it's all good. 1 point, share the piece. So we move, because the subplot to this is Chelsea, their next game. And having 2 Arsenal fans on today's show would help us talk in anticipation to that game. But first, let's talk about Man City. Man City dropping points. The handwriting was on the wall. Looking at the previous games they played, having to come late to get a point against Arsenal at Etihad Stadium, picking up
Etihad,
points,
yeah.
struggling against Southampton despite winning, and also against Wolves
Wolves,
away,
yeah.
struggling to score at the last minute
Yeah.
of the game to win. I didn't see that coming because after that Newcastle Arsenal game, I didn't watch any other game. I just had to I was pissed. But I was following up. I was seeing what was going on. I was seeing the chats in the group, and Tijani being happy. Yesterday was the best day of his life. Seeing Arsenal losing and also Man City dropping points. But okay, so Raposo, tell me what's your take? Is this could we pin this down to Rodri being out or Rodri being injured? That's why Man City is struggling.
Obviously, Rodri being out tells a lot. It's been like standard procedure for City. Once Rodri is not playing, they have that. I would say that gap is always missing in the midfield. And to be honest, Gundogan has been fair. Since he came back. Obviously age and all that stuff. It's not been as sharp as he was before he left City. You can remember the last season before he left, he was actually the one that won them the title towards the end of the season when he was scoring all those goals, back to back. I think if he started Matheus Nunes yesterday, at least to give him some game time and all that. But so far, I would just say I'll give more props to the Bournemouth manager. If you watch their games this season, they have a particular style of play. Their wing backs are always on, top notch. What's his name? Caicedo. There's their left back there. I think he plays for Hungary or so.
Caicedo, yeah. The Spanish.
Caicedo.
I think it's Spanish.
Yeah, is it Spanish?
Yeah, I think he's.
I thought it was Hungarian. I don't even know. I'll have to check it. Yeah. So, there's the way they play, and apart from that, if you notice their midfielders, Smith and one other guy, they were, I would say, flawless against the City midfield because they were not fidgeting on the ball. They held possession perfectly. It's like they had a game plan and they said, okay, you know what? Whether we lose or not, we're sticking to this. And if you look at what they did, it was almost similar to how they played Arsenal. Almost similar. They had this kind of breakaway kind of football when you're defending 2-3 passes, you're on the attack.
Yep.
You understand? So that's like their style this season. When they played against Southampton, those ones couldn't even handle them at all. Like they beat them straight up. Semenyo too has been really, really helpful for them this season. He's been doing a very good job. You can see the goal he scored against City. That control alone in the box. That is kudos to him on that. So I would say City too. I don't expect them to win the league this season. Just as an Arsenal fan, I don't expect them. And apart from that, they've won it 4 times in a row, man. Someone else should please try to win it. At least you can't just have them. You can't have them dominating us like the German league now. So I feel that they would have a bit of a stretch this season in terms of more teams stepping up to them. They always have an issue with Wolverhampton. If you notice, it's been almost irregular once they are away. Wolverhampton, Chelsea, Wolverhampton, Tottenham, Wolverhampton City at home for Wolves. They always have that strong edge against those teams, and I wasn't really surprised, to seeing them trying to snatch a late, equalizer against Wolves. But so far, I'm sure Guardiola will probably want to buy 1 or 2 players in the January transfer because he's been talking about them being a bit, how do you say it now, deficient in the amount of outfield players they have and all that stuff.
They have 13 senior players.
Yeah, they have 13. Yeah. So I feel that, because even these guys they have, he uses them for the Carabao Cup, Marketti and some other guys I usually see. I don't think Marketti has played any Premier League game. He hasn't, yeah. So Rodri is out of the season, so they need to obviously think about someone they feel can fill that void. Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, yes, they'll do their job, but once you don't have an holding midfielder like a deep lane midfielder that can hold the ball or get the ball from the defense, launch an attack like a party for Arsenal. You understand? Once Arsenal does not have party in the midfield, it's shambles. That whole right back thing he did for, he's been doing for us. He did a
What's
good
it going
job
to come to
against.
that? What's it going to come to
Okay,
Arsenal?
okay, okay,
Let's
okay.
not talk
Sorry,
about it.
I'm just I'm just being emotional with the Arsenal game. So I feel that City would probably need to go to the market in January and maybe pick out, may not be maybe a young guy that they feel that once Rodri comes back a bit, he can also come from the bench, someone that is willing to do that. But at the end of the day, it's a long season for everyone. I don't think anyone should be so confident right now, even Liverpool. But at the end of the day, it was a good result for,
Well,
for for football in general.
I like the angle you came from because this weekend alone, the concentration had been on Man City, not on
Mm-hmm.
Bournemouth. And Bournemouth did a good job. Man
Yeah,
City losing, that's their business, that's your problem. But
yeah.
Daniel, what's your take on Man City? Man City dropping points. We talked about it last week. I asked the
Yeah.
question that can Man City go unbeaten? Damini said it at the point they will lose. Damini, I don't know, unavoidably is absent. I hope he joins us. And it happened. So everybody has taken the L. And despite going on 32 games unbeaten for Man City, Pep has really done a good job with Man City. But your take on
Definitely.
this Man City, because right now it seems there is a chink in their armor and other team smells blood.
To be fair, I mentioned this last week. When I watched that game, I saw how open they could be. Even with Stones being in the team, even with Diaz being in the team, they were open. There was this element of I can get something from these guys. They'll bring the opposition. So that was evident against Bournemouth, and Bournemouth have very good players. They try to use
Yeah.
the wing flanks a lot. When you see Semenyo, the Kakes guy, their fullbacks are very fast, and they have this thing of when they are going to the flanks, they have their centre backs kind of choke into midfield as well. So they try to create an
Mm-hmm.
over and things like that. So City could not undo that yesterday. They didn't have the character to undo that. And again, they played during the week. Pep said Walker had not trained for 19 days until that match yesterday. So they have a bit of issues as well. So I don't think they can go well. It's too early to say. And one thing I want to point out is this is normal City. November, December, they are always dropping points. January, they go on
Yeah, yeah.
deceived by Man City in November. I mean, if you are doing, you remember Arsenal were like 10 points clear in 2022, 2023.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm not surprised about Liverpool. Liverpool will drop points. I'm too sure. I watched the match yesterday. I was like, okay, it's coming. It's on the way. You will see those performances when you're having to come back from behind, when you're having to equalize. Nah, you can't keep it up. When they lose a player, like let's say Gravenberg, or they lose maybe Van Dijk for a match. And if you see their next game, they have games. So
Hey,
Man
don't be a Grinch. Why are you wishing Liverpool evil?
it's not evil. It's going to happen. It's certain it's going to happen.
It's
They can't go.
football. Football,
They
ain't
have
that?
Champions League as
I
well.
don't think so.
They have Champions League as well. So it's going to be a very interesting one to watch. But going back to Man City, they have issues. Rodri not being available is a big problem for them. Rodri winning the Ballon d'Or speaks of his importance for that team. Kovacic can do a job, but can't do it the way Rodri will do it. And they
Yeah.
need their back. When KDB comes back, I'm sure that'll be a big confidence booster for them and they'll start winning games again. So I believe for now, they are there for the taking for teams. Before January, they should drop all points they can drop. Another team should try to catch up. So that's my take.
So TJ, to you, Daniel just read my mind because he talked about this is the normal City that we all know. And I was about to say that because this is the normal City that we know. They don't start well. They tend to struggle from the beginning of the season. And when it gets to the business end is when they pick those points. They can go on 20-something run and just, sit the league out. But the underlining factor to that is because other teams weren't at their best. I.e., for example, 2 seasons ago, Arsenal were 10 points ahead. And they faltered and they failed. They couldn't keep it up. Same thing last season. It was Arsenal. It was Arsenal's fault because losing the game at home against Aston Villa and also dropping points against one other club. That was what
Fulham,
affected them.
Some other things
Fulham
like
as
that.
well. So TJ, if this is the regular City, do you think other teams have a factor to play? if they remain competitive, like we mentioned in our last episode, I want every team firing so that when every team meets Man City, they give Man City a run for their money. It's not going to be the easy ride for Man City anymore. Chelsea also wants to make the Champions League, and if Chelsea smells blood, why not? So do you think this Man City, they could cope with this, their regular stats, and still go back to nick the championship by May come May? Looking at how competitive and how fierce other teams are.
I don't see City winning the league this season, if I'm being honest. I feel there's going to be an upset. I feel everybody's trying to step up. Honestly speaking, when Daniel said he feels Liverpool, they are going to drop points, I really don't see it happening. Like, there's this momentum, there's this ginger. I don't know if it's the slots morale, I don't know, but
manager bounce.
They want to die for him.
We are 10 games in. We are 10 games in. Go back to our start 2023. 10 games in. I'm telling you, in December, January.
But it's not Arsenal. That's the thing.
I am telling you, this is
no, but yeah, to be honest, on a slot system, yeah, I don't think, yeah, defensively he's trying, but I think his own kind of football is, you know, he just wants to score more, and I think that's the way he plays. I mean, Daniel, if you feel what I mean, you understand. His own is, if I can score you 4 goals, if I can concede maybe 2 goals, 3 goals, and I win the game, I'm good. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know how the Premier League can be now. When you have those back-to-back games in December, 2-3 days, you know, I mean, a lot of pressure is going to tell. Champions League games are still coming up. You have more FA Cup games that will come up. There's a whole lot coming on, so don't worry.
But we still have smaller teams. That's the thing. You see the likes of Nottingham Forest.
And you know, the funny thing is, okay, Nottingham Forest beat them now. Nottingham Forest beat them already this season now.
Yes. So
yeah,
so Nottingham Forest, they are playing under Nuno. They are playing spectacular football.
Nuno has always been a good coach. He just needs, to me, support from like the board or something. But for Liverpool, I know their time would. I'm not trying to say, you know, everyone goes through that particular phase of test. It would come. And if you watch at the slot from PSV, he's not someone that would say is defensively fantastic. He would always, you know, concede 1 or 2 goals, but he scores more. That's his own style. So, but when you want to play maybe some, I'm listening, bro. I'm listening.
Yeah, but in TJ's defense, no, Daniel, please let me chip in. In TJ's defense, we all football fans, 3 weeks ago, we were saying it that this is the time the test for Liverpool has come. Who have they played? They played teams at the bottom rank or in the middle rank of the league. Now they talked about them facing Chelsea, facing Arsenal, facing Brighton. I don't know who they're going to play next, but I think their next run of games, and also inclusive in the Champions League, Leipzig, it was stated. Please, can someone help me quickly check who Liverpool is playing next in the EPL?
Villa.
Yeah, okay, yeah. They play Aston Villa at home.
Okay, Villa.
The thing is, yes, and the assertion everybody alluded to was this is going to be the test for Arne Slot. If he goes through this run of games, he's possibly going to be ticked as a contender for the EPL. And I want us to maintain that same energy because he has defeated Chelsea, picked a point against Arsenal, defeated Leipzig, defeated Brighton yesterday. That's how many points? That's 7 points in 3 tricky games, 7 out of 9. For any manager that is new into the league,
a good job.
It's a good thing.
He's doing a good job. Yeah. He's doing a good job as a new coach in the EPL. You know, I would say, but you know, I would just say maybe as an opposition, I would always watch out for tricky games, and we know it would come. But so far, he's doing a very good job. So. Let's see how long it takes, you know,
Please
to run.
praise my coach also. My coach is doing a good job also.
I'd like to mention one thing.
No, we said that now. Chelsea's gameplay has changed now. It's not like the Chelsea of last season that was a bit clueless.
So you know as well, ignore the fact that Liverpool have played a lot of games at home. Most of their games this season have been at home. If you look at, we've been on the road almost throughout the whole season. For now, like for the past year, I think we've played about 4 or 5 games out of 10 or 6 away. We went to Tottenham away. Liverpool haven't done that. We went to Newcastle away. Liverpool haven't done that. We went to Man City away. So we've had some really
Aston Villa away too.
Aston Villa away, Bournemouth away. So we've
Mm-hmm.
had crazy games. Out of the top 10, we played everybody apart from Nottingham Forest and Chelsea in the top 10. So it's very easy to say Slot is doing well. The challenges will come. Because again, bear in mind, Arsenal are losing Odegaard, our most important player. In some of the important games, they've had red cards 3 times this season. So it's very easy to say, oh, Arsenal are doing this, Liverpool is doing very well. Liverpool will get to a point where they'll get a red card as well. It's coming. They'll get to a point where maybe a Salah, a Diaz, maybe Nunes, and then we're going to see their true colors. So we can say it gets 7 points out of 9. The games are coming. Villa away or Villa at home will be a tough game. You will go Tottenham away. Tough game, you will drop points. So the season is still long. So this thing that we're saying about Slot, being the man challenging for a title, I think right now is just we've been ceremonial. I've been too excited, but I know coming give me a long one.
I want to pose a question to you, Daniel. So if Arne Slot welcoming Aston Villa next week and it dismantles Aston Villa, I don't know the next run of games up until December, and by Christmas, Liverpool stays on top. Are you going to give him credit by then?
Definitely.
Daniel.
I'm giving him credit now. What I'm saying exactly is they will drop it. And it's not the possible manager we think in our head. He entered a good squad. This Liverpool team challenged for the title last season. They only fell off 3 games to the end. So this is a good squad. Not saying that it's not his one.
No, but the argument here is you have to beat what is in front of you, and he's doing that. And if you look at it, 7 points ahead of Arsenal. So even he can decide to take an L in the next game, and Arsenal, even if Arsenal wins, is still 4 points ahead. So that is the most important thing, and he's doing that, which is winning. And mind you, Arsenal fans, if Arne Slot goes on this run and he contests for the league and goes close to winning the league, it is trouble for Arteta. It is going to be war.
No doubt. It's going to be a tough headache for him because
I think our squad has grown. We're having just a rough patch at the moment. I think our squad has grown. I'm seeing some things and I'm like, okay, these players have changed. Not like just now old at all. We're also having a rough patch. You remember earlier this year, everybody 5-0, 4-0, 3-0, giving them what? So I know it's coming. We know how to score goals. Martinelli is not firing on all cylinders right now. But to get to a time in the season that we're going to do well as well. So I believe the Arsenal fans should not panic like we always do. Start saying, oh, see how this guy. And one issue we have right now, this may be off the point, is Trossard starting games. That guy should come up the bench for us at every single time. So we need to get players in so that we can play our game and win the league, Just trying to be positive, but try to win the league.
I don't know. TJ is frozen. I would have wanted him to. Okay. Oh, you were there. Oh, great. So I thought you were frozen because you had this frozen look. So now let's just segue into the Newcastle Arsenal game. My take from the game, and I'll be sincere, Arteta don't want to be bold. He doesn't want to take those bold decisions. And what I saw yesterday, the beginning of that game, the formation that started that game was not balanced at all. And I was having a conversation with someone on Friday, and I said that if Arsenal gets into that trap that Newcastle is going to set for them, once they fall into that trap, it's game over. The first 15 minutes, I didn't see that. No, the first 10 minutes. But after Newcastle scored at the 12th minute, now they flipped the switch, and that trap Arsenal fell into it. What is the trap? The trap is that physicality, roughing them up. And that was what they did. And Arsenal just couldn't muster just a 50-yard pass. You could see Trossard couldn't even make a 50-yard pass. You could see Martinelli was just all sorts. And Partey not being in that midfield, having to invert from the right wing, having to invert from the right back position back into that midfield was a whole lot of trouble yesterday. And so my question, I know we can go into the whole game. It's a game of yesterday. Let's go into what is a determinant in terms of looking at Arsenal's future. Now, I'm directing this to the Arsenal fan. and I know I asked this last week, kinda, but now let me just go straight. Do you think Arteta can take Arsenal over the line in terms of winning the
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, I believe Arteta can do it. It's not. It's been close twice. The second one was like the closest. I just feel like Daniel said earlier. The major thing I'll fault him for this season was not. It's not just buying a top nine. I felt they would have closed in on Gokeres, either Sesko, or any other top nine. We need an out like a proper nine. To be honest, if you see our normal style of football, right from time we sort of depend on our strikers, Eduardo, Henri. We've always had that, Adebayo. We've always had that figure up front. Havertz is doing a wonderful job. You can't fault him. He scores goals. He's in the attack. He's in the defense. Hold up play. He does a lot. The major thing that is affecting us, sadly, is Odegaard. Nothing else. And like I said earlier, once you don't have Partey as your link in between that defense and the attack, there's going to be a problem. The major thing is build up play. Partey knows how to get the ball easily from Saliba or Gabriel. He walks it into the midfield for Odegaard. He walks it in the midfield for Declan Rice, or even if it's a Merino that plays on on that left part. He knows how to channel passes to Saka. If you look at Partey, he does a lot. I don't know why Arsenal fans sometimes say a lot of things about Partey, and I'm like, you guys are just trying to put so much fault on this guy. He's one of the most hardworking players you have. See what he's been doing as a right back. He's not a natural right back in any way. He was able to close down Luis Diaz throughout during that Liverpool game. If Diaz had gotten at least 2 clear chances against Partey to run at him, that's the end. And I'm sure we would have been probably saying maybe we lost to Liverpool or something. But in the long run, I feel that, like you said, Trossard, I'll probably play Trossard ahead of Martinelli at the moment. Martinelli's confidence is really low. I don't know I felt he was picking up a bit, during the PSG game, Shakhtar Donetsk, but I don't know. It's like, because a lot of goals that he could actually score and win us games. It has happened like 2 times or 3 times this season. Games that we've drawn or lost. Unluckily, he gets like the game-changing chances and he doesn't put them to bed. And once that kind of thing happens, imagine the chance he had yesterday if it was a Saka or an Havertz. You understand? They probably would have scored. I'm not trying to even put all the blame on him. As a footballer, things can come up and he may not just be on that, whatever. But generally, another thing is the whole refereeing thing against us. I would say it. I'm not.
No. Well, let's hold that thoughts. Let's focus on Arteta here. Let's focus on Arteta.
Okay.
Daniel.
Okay, but
like I stated on the WhatsApp group yesterday. TJ, I'm still coming to you with these comments that you dropped. I'm coming. With what I stated on the WhatsApp group yesterday, you had natural fullbacks on the bench. Kivior, you had Ben White. Yes, even if he wasn't fully fit, and you had Zinchenko. And you played Timber out of position. He played, what's his name? Played Partey at the right back. The midfield with, like I said, the trap Newcastle set. They were coming to rough them up. Merino, still not up to the pace of the Premier League for now. I'm playing a Trossard in the 10 row. Rice did the bit he could do. And the front 3, Martinelli, Saka, and Havertz, was just not clicking. Why did Arteta had to do that? And that is the question marks. That's the question mark that he leaves over his head. Is he not learning from his mistake? With all those things you keep doing, you keep dropping points. And he really, really learned from his mistake. Why did he do that yesterday, Daniel?
Yeah, for me, to be honest, the fullback thing, Kivior is a natural fullback. He plays CB. When he was in this Italian
Spezia.
Spezia. He played CB. For Poland, he plays as a CB as well. He's a natural left back.
He plays as a left back. He plays as a left back. I've watched him play for Poland, and he played as a left back.
Yeah, maybe a game or two, but he's naturally a CB on the left side where Gabriel plays.
But we've seen him play as a left back throughout last season.
It's like Timber as well.
But we've seen him play there. We've seen him play there.
He's not natural left back. Yeah, he played there like Ben White. Actually, he's a natural centre back. Ateta made him into a right back.
Yeah, into a right back. Yeah.
From time to time. So Zinchenko as well. We can say we have only two natural left backs in us now. Zinchenko and Tierney. Zinchenko came in yesterday. You saw how he played. He gave the ball away about 3 times.
Yeah.
A shot of confidence, I guess. Shot of confidence. Yeah.
So, and again, let's not forget that we went to St. James's Park, one of the toughest away grounds in the Premier League. Man City went there and drew. He took Guardiola to the point.
He picked the point.
He picked the point. No, but I'm going somewhere.
Which could be vital.
Yeah, I understand you. You know, along the season, you go to places like that and you try. Last season, we lost there. Okay, given the VAR situation of last season and stuff. It's a very physical game where, you know, the Bruno Guimaraes give your player maybe a nudge. Joe Linton going to do his own.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's going to be a physical game. We know that. But yesterday, I feel like it was too much for our players. And that is why I'm going to blame the players and not the coach. Because the same formation he used yesterday was
against Liverpool.
Played very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm saying yesterday is completely on the players. They didn't turn up. Is it Ateta that will teach Trossard how to pass? Is it Ateta that will teach Ben White how to pass? These are professional football players. They're internationals. They play for their countries as well. So you should be able to go to those top grounds, raise your head up and play. Play with confidence. They were all flat yesterday. That's what happened. That's why we lost.
It was abysmal.
Yeah, they could not respond. I am not saying that.
I don't think we had a shot on target.
Only one. I think it's one or something. So it was horrible. That is not the coach. The player, Saka as well, did not show enough. Martinelli, that guy does. Sometimes he drives me nuts for what he does, but again, he's just getting. I would not be, let's say, super hard on him. He will get there, building confidence from time to time. But I believe Trossard should not start for us as a midfielder anymore. That guy,
it's not a 10. Yeah.
Exactly. So maybe we can take the risk, but the pressure I feel is Nwaneri. Nwaneri should not be starting games like that. He's not there yet. Also, Firmino is injured now. See Pedri, Gavi, those young players. When you run them in, they're going to have issues. So you gradually integrate them to the team. I feel the issue now we had at Arsenal was letting Smith Rowe go and letting Vieira go. Because letting those two players go that would at least play the Odegaard role to an extent is what is killing us right now. But going ahead, yes, it was on the players. The players need to go to, again, you remember 21-22 when we played at Newcastle, we lost 2-0. When we tried to challenge for the top 4, where Ben White played CB and he got an injury or something. 2-0, the same thing happened. We were roughened up that day. Ramsdale in goal. So we need to learn from these scenarios and be like, okay, we need to perform better. We need to show more. We need to, the personality in the game, you know, sometimes you might be losing, but smash into somebody. Let everybody like get the confidence of it. Let's go, galvanize the boys. Saka was invisible yesterday, the so-called captain. Rice was running around and stuff, but we need people that will impose yourself in the game. I am here too, I want to play. See, when we got the goal, when we scored, I was like, okay, what are these guys doing? Move the ball around, show confidence, dribble somebody, get past somebody, shoot something on goal. Sometimes you just have to take one shot from outside the box. See oh my God, see our set pieces yesterday. The corners.
Rice was, his crosses were bad.
That's why I'm saying that yesterday was on the players. We have scored enough set goals. They could not react yesterday. I understand the sport in life, things can happen that okay, you're in a position where you can't react. So yesterday was a bad day in the office for us. Going forward, we need to learn how to react to the big games. We know how to do it. Yesterday was an exception, but going forward, we need to do it more.
And going forward, you guys are meeting TJ's team. TJ, you said Ateta seems to be another Xavi.
These Chelsea fans, next week.
Is TJ there?
Next week.
TJ.
We'll be here next week.
His screen seems frozen. TJ, are you there? We can hear your audio. Yeah, we can hear you.
It's the real truth. Honestly, I think that is just another Xavi. Just look at it. Trust me, if you guys had like a world-class coach, I don't want to bounce. But if you say someone like ETH now, if you should handle your team, the kind of things you do.
Now we are joking.
Who?
See,
I know
ETH.
I'm just
Soon I
kidding,
am.
Are you trying to have a piece right now?
As in ETH of all people.
But seriously,
I beg.
if you look at Baka now, the same team Javi had, and you could see this flick effect now. They have played about 12 games, and I think they have about 33 points or thereabouts. Like, you see that momentum. Trust me, if a manager like Pep should handle Arsenal, or should I say Ancelotti, trust me, you see that numbers. This trophy that you guys have been trying to clinch for years, you guys would have clinched it. This man has spent like 6 years, and just second running behind. How about no? Let's
You watch La Liga.
Sorry to chip in for TJ. When Ateta took over this Arsenal squad, do you know the kind of players we had? You saw the players Emery left, Socrates and Co.
Yes, I know he had.
Look at our mentality, Guendouzi and all those guys. Look at what this guy has done over the years.
He has reshaped them exactly. Same thing with
Obviously,
Xavi.
so it's you know.
Why Xavi took over back and see the players they had to? He reshaped them.
No, but Xavi won the league now. Xavi won the league. He did a good job with Barca now. I think Xavi's own was probably maybe himself on the board. Maybe they had like a misunderstanding or something.
The players he had to say because they cannot spend. That was what he was complaining about. That because they cannot spend.
But he had the right. He had the right. To me, Xavi had the right to ask for whatever he wanted because even as when Madrid had those players, he came in and he won the league. And even to be honest, as at that season, I was even shocked. I was like, can he pull it? Can he pull it? Oh, yes or no? And he did it. He did a good job. You understand? Hansi Flick on his own is a monster. Hansi Flick he has a different mentality as a coach.
I think we need to view this from another perspective actually. The La Liga and should never be compared. The Premier League is a very intense league. Very, very intense. Look at the small teams. Look at Bournemouth. Look at Palace. Look at these young teams, these small teams, what they are doing to the big teams. The quality.
We keep saying this intense league, and someone has decided to turn this intense league to Farmers League. And this person has been winning the trophy for 4 times now, 4 seasons.
Do you see what the team does to teams in Europe? You see what Man City do to teams in Europe? It's only the Real Madrids and the Bayerns that can stand Pep. No other team in Europe can stand him. And how did Real Madrid do it? Penalties. So I'm telling you that this Man City team, they're actually the best in the world on their day. Just that tournaments can be tournaments to drop some points. But the Premier League should never be compared to La Liga in terms of winning. La Liga, you can go to, let's say, Valencia and get a win 4-0. Premier League, go to Taylor's Park and you struggle to get 1-1. So it's different, but
for me, Daniel Raposo, you guys are just trying to build a case for Arteta. I'm not going to lie, because and TJ just said it. We all claim that the Premier League is hard, and I like the arguments he brought in there. And there's a manager that has won it 4 straight times. And if you look at it, the painful part of it is the first season, 10 points ahead. When it got to crunch time, Arsenal single-handedly handed that title to Man City.
Yeah,
2 seasons ago. Look at it. Man City didn't really do anything serious. All they were just following Arsenal, keep the momentum. And they know at a point Arsenal will buckle. Yes, you could say the players, but the manager too plays a vital role in achieving winning title. When we see managers like what's his name? The special one, Mourinho. We see managers like Ancelotti. We see managers. I don't want to call Pep because right now, Arteta is competing with Pep. Let me just call other managers that have won trophies, that have done things. Even our history as a club. When Wenger came in, he meant a monster in Ferguson, and he did not lose the league, despite the fact that he lost the league to Ferguson several times. He won 3 out of it. He won it, and he won 1 outstandingly, going on an entire season without losing a game. So the point here is we can all sugarcoat, we can all bubble wrap Arteta. He's young, he's 41 years of age, he's doing well, he's ahead of his time. But we need to call a spade a spade. If this season comes to an end, it marks Arsenal not winning the league for the past 21 years. And that is not a good standard.
Yeah.
If this season
Obviously.
happens without Arsenal winning the league, it goes 21 years without Arsenal winning the league. And the project Chelsea has started possibly could overtake Arsenal and they could win the league because they know how to win trophies. So the question here is, and I'm just for us to round up today's episode, straight up, as an Arsenal fan, Raposo Daniel, if Arteta does not win the league this season, should he be sacked?
It's a 50-50 for me, to be honest. I would like to see it stretch out to the end. I want to see what would happen if he doesn't win. So, for example, if he doesn't win the league and maybe like what happened last season, maybe faults from his own end, losing some games that you're not meant to lose and stuff like that.
Let me add context. Let me add context to this question. We all don't want Man City to win the league, right? All of us here right now. TJ alluded to the fact he doesn't want Man City to win the league. So Liverpool goes ahead to win the league, and Arteta doesn't win the league. Should he be sacked?
Man, I wouldn't say it should be sacked, but I feel it should be given like an ultimatum, if that's the case. Because one thing I would say about Arteta is this: when he came in, I wasn't really keen on it because then from Emery, I was already losing a bit of touch with Arsenal, and the whole vibe, the mentality of the club and everything was a bit draining. But when he came in, it took him about the first 2 years to reshape things. I would say I can only judge Arteta based on his last 2 years for me as a fan, because those are the last 2 years.
His project started 3 seasons ago. His project fully started.
Let's say started 3 seasons ago. Yeah. So let's say the last 2 seasons he's been close to it. Obviously, last season was his fault. I'm not going to even take that away. Upper season was his fault too. But at the end of the day, it's football. A lot of times you see Ferguson also lost that. The last day when Man City won their first league in how many years? Do you understand? But if he doesn't win in this season and it's due to these same errors and issues, then I feel the hierarchy needs to like give him an ultimatum, because he's buying players. We're not saying that he's not buying players. We still have Calafiori, got some other people, and probably still going to maybe buy over the January transfer and all that. But I am not going to downplay my team because of whatever has just happened. Bournemouth, Newcastle. No, I feel that the squad we have can go all in throughout the season and we can win the league. That one I can beat my chest on, because last season our football was top notch. We saw everything we did apart from 1 or 2 things, and I know and I feel that they will definitely not want to make those same mistakes. Do you understand? I am even happy that we're having these L's as early as this, so that if they want to sit up and go into the rest of the season, then they should know what they are doing. They should just focus and play the rest of the games with top priority, and hopefully we can get something this season.
I agree with you.
Daniel.
For me, to be honest, I would say for you to win the league, you need to have a squad. I don't know if any of you can tell me of any team that has won the league with a team squad apart from Leicester. Because if you look at us now, to be honest, when Arteta came in, our squad literally went through an open heart surgery. We changed virtually almost everything. So solid bench.
Yeah.
So when we are looking at it, it's very easy to say, but we need a strong team. Imagine yesterday calling up a very good player to come off the bench and change the game. Who do you want to call from the bench? Zinchenko, Jesus, that was to dribble the post. So what we need, why we are suffering as us now is that we don't have that depth, and that is all from Edu recruitment. We had September, October to get players in. August to get players in the transfer window. We went to go and carry Sterling. We went to go and get Moreno in. People that question marks around them. So I would say if Slot wins, which I know is impossible, Arteta stay in the job, but we'll win. I'm sure we'll win with Arteta. I have seen things. His first job, how he handles the media, how we handles big games. No, we are going to get this. Going back to what Raposo 2023 season, where we lost the league. I mean, if you remember, we lost Saliba. We went to Etihad with Rob Holding to 8 yards. So how are you going to win the league with that? We imploded because of the injuries we have and the team squad. But I believe going forward in January, for us to get something, we need to get a few attackers in. People like Trossard when he came in. So that is it for us now. So yeah.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be sacked. He shouldn't be sacked.
Ever.
That's what you're saying. Your position is if Slot wins the league.
Who do we want to bring in?
No. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
I'm not in favor of sacking him if he doesn't win the league, to be honest. I'm not.
Okay,
Never.
fine.
At all. Because
let me help him, TJ. TJ says 100%. TJ, please let the viewers hear you.
TJ is smiling already.
They should X him straight up. Honestly, he has done the work. No, to be very honest. So let me explain something. We have just like how we have great footballers, but we have world-class footballers. Ateta is a great coach, but if he doesn't win this thing, he has not proven himself to be world-class. So get in a world-class coach that can build on the momentum that he has already set, the foundation he has set, and deliver the trophy to you guys. Honestly,
I have a question for you, TJ. So, can you tell me any world-class coach that has 6 years experience on the CV?
sorry.
Any world-class coach that has 6 years of experience on the CV? None.
Right now, we have them, but trust me, you can't get them.
Just name them. Give me one.
just give us 2 names. Just 2 names.
World-class coaches. You have Don Carlo. You have Ose.
How do you want to take Don Carlo from Madrid to Arsenal? Come on. I was even thinking you would want to mention Nagelsmann or one other.
Nagelsmann is not world-class.
No, I'm not even saying Nagelsmann is world-class. I'm just saying like those are the guys that are still available. You know, Tuchel just got a job, and if you look at these guys, I cannot even replace them with Arteta. To be honest.
Exactly.
If you guys replace Arteta with Nagelsmann, if you can even like, I don't know which kind of approach, when you guys can get Nagelsmann, trust me, you guys will win trophy.
Nagelsmann cannot. He can't do it because even Unai Emery came. He lost the most cherished UEFA League. He usually wins back to back with Sevilla. We had a good run that season. He got to the final with Chelsea and see what happened.
You can't expect him to beat Chelsea in the
Come
final.
on, because you're a Chelsea fan, it's fine, no problem. You're bragging rights. You're allowed to. You are allowed to brag about it. No problem. I don't blame you. I blame Emery for that. I blame Emery.
You guys can beat Chelsea in the FA final.
But if you guys don't worry, Odegaard is going to come back in the next 2-3 games, and I am sure that squad will get balanced. You see more of Saka and all these other guys popping up.
My personal opinion, a club that has ambition, a club that has a winning mentality. If it were to be a club like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Arteta will be long gone. And I think that's the issue with Arsenal. The winning mentality is not there yet. Arsenal is a big club in England, but they're a sleeping giant. Because I feel they just want to feel, we don't want to win the league, we work steady. That's not how it works. And I see, because everybody does not want Man City to win that league. And the only club that is pushing Man City in the first 10 games is Arne Slot. And like I said in last episode, he has the players that have done it before, in Van Dijk, TAA, and Mo Salah. They've done it before. They've been there before. They understand what it means to lift the trophy. They understand what it means to get over the line. The current squad of these Arsenal players, the current squad of Arsenal, they don't understand what it means to win. They don't. And
it takes the first time now.
Yes, in my own personal opinion. So the grouse, one of the grouse I have with Arteta, with the way he dealt with the remaining competition 2 seasons ago and last season. Because you're trying to build a squad. The squad you inherited from Unai Emery was a trash squad. You were able to pad them up. They won the FA Cup for you. Now you've broken that squad down. The only player left in that squad is what's his name? Bukayo Saka. Is the only player. And correct me to be wrong. Now you're trying to build a new set of team. You need to ease them in. going for the big air, which is the EPL, is good. But is it a good starting point? That is where the experience comes in. An experienced manager who understands the fundamental of winning would concentrate on the lesser cup. Look at Klopp last season.
Yeah.
He had to go for the Carabao Cup because he
Yeah.
he understands what it has to do with winning. But what I hope he learns this season. Like I said, my own expectation from him this season is if you give me a Carabao Cup, if you give me an FA Cup, if you get into the semi-finals of the Champions League, and maybe you come second, or you come EP, you take it to the last day, and you come third, I'm okay with it. But you want something. But you're not winning anything.
He needs to win something, yeah.
So that's it. That's just my own personal opinion. And I
Yeah,
stand
you're right
for
about
it.
that. No, you're right about that. He needs to actually win.
Yeah.
He needs to win silverware big time. It's long overdue. And the fact that we've come so close twice, let's even say for the Premier League, but at least a Carling Cup and FA Cup, they need to win something. Because I feel that when those guys, the group of guys we have now, touch a particular trophy, no matter how small it is, even as a group, they will want to like aim for other things that they know that, okay, we should be able to do this. Forget the coach. You remember a lot of times when Chelsea had, coach crisis and the players, John Terry, Drogba would stand up and we should be able to do this. Yeah, so I feel that, we winning any of the domestic cups this season will be able to, give a boost to, pushing us as far as we want to go. But fingers crossed for everyone.
There's no shame about it. Really, there's no shame about it. I know a lot of people want to downplay the Carabao Cup. They want to downplay it's not a comp, but it is still something because the other day I saw stats. I saw a stat. I saw a stat.
That. And this is why ETH has 2 trophies, and they still sacked him. I think I have spent 6 years with the same amount of trophies.
No, I think I spent 4.5 years. This is. I think this is 50. Sorry.
Don't mind this Chelsea man that he's saying he won 2 trophies. The same Man U fans were the ones saying that the community shield, when we won it twice against City, they said the community shield was just random stuff. And then the season they wanted to go for it, they made it seem like it was the World Cup they were trying to win. So people downplay a lot of things when it's not to their own favor.
You have no case there. For me, when I was seeing the stats build out for Pep, looking at the trophies he has won in England, the Carabao Cup was there, was part of it.
Yeah, obviously.
It wasn't subtracted. So I feel, for me, my personal opinion, that's where Arteta needs to start from. And next week, we'll be here again to talk about the big one, Chelsea versus Arsenal. And I hope everybody on the show today will be present.
CJ, you must be present.
And we hope we'll have Chimamaka, because Chimamaka as well, he texted me because he was on a journey, he was on a trip, he just arrived, so he couldn't join.
Oh, okay.
But it's nice doing this with you guys today. Daniel, Raposo, TJ, thank you very much. Raposo, it was a good debut today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And we're enjoying our fans, our viewers watching our show on YouTube. Please subscribe on our YouTube channel. We want to build this YouTube channel. We want to grow. We're building the football community. Please help so we can have visibility on YouTube. You can also follow us on our social media platform, FootyWit, at FootyWit on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitter and Instagram. Raposo had a lot of guests because people were featuring. He wasn't the only one that featured on the show today, because I could see people behind the scene just walking past. I know that, but it's good. It's good. So we'll be here next week to review Chelsea Arsenal. Have a nice week ahead, boys. Take care.
Same here. Have a wonderful week.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
Good night today. Good night.